You're listening to Rellism Sports Talk with your host, Terrell Jenkins.
Welcome back, Rellism Sports Talk, episode 74. Episode 74. We getting it. Appreciate all the subscribers, you know what I'm saying? Last time we was on the Raw episode, I wanted to brag and say we over 100. I mean, it might not be a lot for a lot of other people, but shoot, considering where we started from, I appreciate all the support and everything else. But getting into it, man. You see I'm wearing the NBA hat today, so I got to talk a little NBA. Now, bear with me a little bit. You know, most of this show, we do hop on football. Football be raw with us because we play fantasy and we do all these things. But I'm going to kick it in a little basketball at first. But then, the rest of it's going to be football. Because we can't talk about baseball because we got billionaires and millionaires fighting each other. They can't even do anything. But Drew, I will give it up to you because Mr. Nat retired, Zimmerman from the Tidewater area. Hung him up. Class act baseball player. You're not going to find people like him, you know what I mean? So big ups to Mr. Nat. Zimmerman, baby, Zimmerman. All right, so the NBA. I know the fanfare is down a little bit. It's down a little bit, especially my generation or older. Because, I mean, like, the big guns is gone, you know what I mean? Everybody wondered when Jordan and Bird and Magic and everybody left, you know, who was going to carry the torch. But then the superstars came about. You saw Kobe come, AI, Shaq, Vince Carter, you know what I'm saying, Tim Duncan, Tracy McGrady. We saw these prime athletes out here doing all these things, you know what I mean? Dwayne Wade. It's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing. We gotta let that go. We gotta let it go. As much as I don't want to let go, we gotta let it go a little bit. They still gonna live on. They're gonna live on through these new generational players. So I just gotta give y'all a quick little education about it. The top 10 teams in both leagues and what the players are and why we are in good hands. So if you look at the East, you're looking at teams like Miami, who's the number one team in the East. Remember a couple of years ago, they played my Lakers and they lost, but they were in the finals. Jimmy Butler could have went to other teams. He said, I wanted to lead my own team. You know, he got Bam and, you know, he got the young snipers out there, whatever. But these guys are drafted. These guys are unsigned free agents. I love it. And then you add a piece like Kyle Lowry, who won a championship. Yeah, he won it with Kawhi. But hey, he won it in Toronto. Kyle Lowry. I can't stand Kyle Lowry in college because he played for Villanova and I'm a Georgetown fan, which I don't know why the hell we can't win. I mean, we got Patrick Ewing out here. We win in 6 games. We ain't been in the tournament in relevant how long? Where's JT3 at? Good Lord. But anyway, I'm going to get off college basketball right now because I ain't got nothing to say about that right now. But, you know, our big guns in our generation are gone. You know, so we started looking at it. The Heat. We talked about Bam. We talked about the young snipers they got. They have skilled players out here. And Jimmy Butler is still going to be around for a minute. Then you look at the number 2 team, the Bulls. The Bulls? The Bulls ain't been relevant since Derrick Rose. The Bulls. You know, Levine's out there. I thought he was just a dunker. Honestly, I thought he was just a dunker out there. He's out there making plays. They get the boy from Orlando, Vujic, whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying? You get him. Then you get DeMar DeRozan, who might be the most slept-on athlete in the NBA because, what is it? They say chicks used to love the long ball and baseball, and everybody so fascinated with Steph Curry and Trae Young shooting from half court and everything else. This guy is mid-range. Mid-range. Just like the greatness of Tim Duncan, but he's not ranked higher or in the right spot like we were talking about in the Raw episode. I will never say that. Tim Duncan should never be ranked above Kobe Bryant. I'm sorry. Period. Anyway, he was the big fundamental. Boring to watch, but successful as heck. You know, success was I don't know what. Played with Ginobili, who's gonna be a Hall of Famer. Tony Parker. I don't think Tony Parker's gonna make it, but he's gonna be around there, kind of like a Pau Gasol around there. Because I don't think Pau Gasol's a Hall of Famer either. So stop trying to say he's that. Trying to dog Kobe like he had a Hall. No, he didn't. Anyway. But these guys love playing with each other. It's crazy. Nobody demands nothing. Oh, and forgot, they got that boy Lonzo Ball that everybody keeps sleeping on and want to give it away. There's a reason why teams want Lonzo Ball. He's playing, he's getting better and better. Lonzo Ball is a player. He's going to be around for a long time. He might not be an all-star every year, but his skill set is there. is there. Then you look at the 76ers who made the big trade, James Harden. Hey, James Harden, you there, James Harden? You out again. You forced your way out again of another place. A place that you were going to just walk in there and get a championship because you wanted to be like Kevin Durant. Y'all don't want to work for nothing. Well, I'm gonna get to Kevin Durant later. But James Harden, I'm getting into you right now. You were tired of it. You couldn't carry a team. And then you went to there, and then, well, you mad now? You mad Kyrie only playing half the game? So what? It's you and KD. And LaMarcus Aldridge and these other guys is on the team. I don't want to hear it. Andre Drummond. Stop. You need to show up now. Joel Embiid has grown on me so much. I hated him at Kansas, whatever, but I respected his game. He's entertaining like Shaq was. You know what I'm saying? As a big guy, he's entertaining. And he's been battling injuries or whatever. He's trusting that process. But he gives you everything, I think. And don't get it twisted. He was one bounce off the rim that Kawhi Leonard shot that three from going to the finals. And he might have already won a ring already before you got there, James Harden. So the pressure's still on you, son. This pressure's still on you. Oh, and don't forget, when we talk about failures in the playoffs, yeah. Your coach does have one ring when he had the superstar Boston team. You know what I'm saying? The first built up team like da. You know, that Kobe dethroned and beat. Yeah, I had to throw that in there because he made LeBron walk away. But anyway, Doc Rivers, who's had failure after failure after failures, 3-1, all kinds of things. James Harden, this is on you. If you don't win with the 76ers, with this team, your legacy is going like this. Not as big as somebody else's we're going to get to, but your legacy's already going, James Harden. And I smile every time I say it. Even though I like the parody that's coming. And hear that word. We'll get to that word. Then we got the Bucks, who are in 4th place. The Bucks just won a championship last year, right? Giannis is a 2-time MVP. Y'all better stop sleeping on the Bucks, yo. They stay in the course. And the one thing I was talking to my brother-in-law the other day about it. You know what I like about it? I always talk about players when they come in, you know, they come in a certain way and they come da-da-da. And then as they get older, they master things. Like Jordan came in high flyer, dunking, air, Jordan flying through the air, da-da. Then towards his career as he got older, he's shooting jumpers that you can't stop. Step back fadeaways, banging threes, talking about. And you know my boy did the same thing, you know what I'm saying? He mastered all that. Banging threes. Something that LeBron still ain't done. And you still can't shoot. Still. Giannis. Everybody knows about his troubles. Free throw line, taking too long, whatever, shooting air balls. Whatever. He don't stop. But the thing I like about him, he keeps on practicing it. He's not scared of that moment. He's not scared of somebody laughing at him for shooting an air ball. He's not scared of getting fouled and going to the free throw line to shoot a free throw. That's the most important thing to do. You know what I mean? So I like that about Giannis. He's in a comfortable space right now in Milwaukee, doing it without no super teams. He said, I'm going to do it myself and let's go and I'm going to have fun doing it. And I'm going to work harder and harder. I love that. Love that. You go to the Cavs. Cavs? Does anybody else know who the Cavs are except for Shaman? The Cavs. But don't forget they got that boy Colin Sexton. They got LeVert, who was on the Nets. Don't forget about LeVert from Michigan. If injuries didn't happen to LeVert, his name would be way bigger than what it is. But when he's right, LeVert is all right. Remember before Kevin Durant and Kyrie went to the Nets, he was leading that team with D'Lo. He was out there scoring, doing all these things. So don't get it twisted with LeVert. And then Darius Garland, he's a number 1 pick. He's a number 1 pick. You know, so Cleveland. This one's for you. Keep going, Cleveland. I don't mind seeing it as long as LeBron ain't. Look, LeBron, he's like, shit, can I go back to Cleveland now? The Lakers ain't good enough. I want to go. Nah. Go, shit. Get the hell out of here. I wouldn't mind. I don't care. Boston. I feel like Boston, they've been on the road. They said they were the hottest team. But I think this is one of those years for Boston that you got to come through. Because Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, how long are they going to be able to, first of all, keep both of them together and happy being 1A and 1B, because Tatum is definitely the 1A, big time A. And I mean, you know, but that's just the way it is. They did better against LeBron without Kyrie. You know, Kyrie just messed up that whole flow. So I don't know. I don't know, but Boston has to figure out a way to make this happen because the way the East is right now, why can't you win, Boston? But you're number 6. And then 7 through 10 is the play-in and all that. You got the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves. But don't forget they got D'Angelo Russell, who ain't no scrub, signed that big deal with them, who was on Golden State, who was with LeVert with the Nets. And then you got the Big Cat, the 3-point champion, big dog, Big Cat. I mean, but is he going to be a winner? I don't know. And then you got Evans. You got another big pick, that got picked instead of Lonzo Ball, the number 1 pick, whatever. But so the Timberwolves are a younger team. This is what we're talking about, younger teams that can do things. The Clippers are in the 8th seed right now in the playoffs. You got Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, injuries and all that. The Lakers, the 9th seed, with LeBron and Anthony Davis. And then the 10th seed, the Pelicans with Zion and all these guys. And you just got CJ McCollum. So I'm looking at the East and I'm saying, other than Kyle Lowry for the Heat, ain't none of them won no championship. The Bulls ain't none of them, no significant pieces have won a championship. 76ers ain't none of them won nothing. The Bucks, they did win. The Cavs ain't won nothing. Boston ain't won nothing. I like it. I like seeing this right now. And then when we get to the West, Phoenix is number 1. Chris Paul. You saw what they did last year in the finals. They almost won. They hungry to win. And they still young. My man Devin Booker, baby Kobe. What? DeAndre Ayton, former number 1 pick. Chris Paul, the ageless wonder, doing things. I mean, and you got snipers everywhere on that team. Snipers. It's going to be exciting to watch them because the number 2 team is the Warriors. And you want to know why I don't get mad about the Warriors? They built their team in the draft. They didn't go sign all these players. Yeah, I know Kevin Durant. We'll get to that. But their people are coming back, and it's good to see Clay back. And they're number 2, and the league is always better when Steph Curry is being Steph Curry. He makes everybody believe that they can be something like, look at this little new baby face his ass doing. It's great to see the Warriors this big like that. But the Grizzlies, the Memphis Grizzlies, with my boy Ja Morant. Must see TV, period. Mixture of Derrick Rose, Allen Iverson. I don't care what kind of comparison you want to put in there. You talk about young guns taking the next stage. Ja Morant. Period. Has the Grizzlies in the number 3 seed in the West. The Grizzlies. Number 4 seed. You got Mike Conley. Then you got Mitchell. The Jazz are one of those teams that always hang around. Mitchell's the guy. He needs to do it. The Mavs probably got probably my second favorite player, and Luka. Must see. These are guys that's gonna help you. It's gonna help you pass on these other guys. AI, Kobe, Shaq, and all them. You know what I'm saying? These guys, Luka, Ja. These guys, and then the Nuggets. You got a former MVP, and you got Murray, who's a scoring machine out there. But then in the 7-10, you're looking at. Oh, wait a minute. Did I do 7-10? Sorry, guys, I messed up. The 7-10 for the West, we already did. But the 7-10 for the East was the Raptors, who ain't nothing, but the Nets. You supposed to be everything, Nets. You supposed to be everything. I apologize for confusing y'all. LaMelo Ball and the Hawks have Trae Young. So I just messed that whole thing up. But I'm going to tell y'all, because this is live, this is real, this is live, whatever, we're doing it. There's so many teams that can win. That's why you can jumble it all up. It don't matter. Don't matter about nothing else. There's so many teams that can win. And I'm so excited about it because the big name people are getting older and they're down. They're down, man. You start looking at it. And the Nets had this big superstar team. And what happens? They start messing up. I love it. As long as the Nets as long as the Nets, 76ers, those kind of teams don't win. I don't want James Harden to ever win anything. And I like Joel Embiid, but I don't want them to win nothing. But getting to the biggest part of the whole thing, it has to be the Nets. Kevin Durant. The narrative for you, Kevin Durant. You are on Oklahoma City with Russ doing things, whatever. You got Golden State right there, ready to go to the finals. You blow a big league, and you blow it. Then you go join them after they win 70 games. Everybody's dogging you. Everybody's saying you're a sellout. You're taking the easy way out. Right? Your narrative is that. So your rings are going to be tarnished, whatever happens. But then you go to Golden State. You embarrass LeBron out there, and you show that you still the best player on the court, no matter what players are out there for the Warriors. So now it's like, oh, well, we gonna look at his legacy a little different. He's getting MVPs, winning trophies, da da da. Then you leave that because you can't get along with Draymond Green. Or he's saying something, I heard your feelings, Kevin Durant. And you say, you know what? I'm going to go to the Nets, and I'm going to go with Kyrie Irving, and we're going to do that. Cool. I'm cool with that. 2 guys want to go? Cool. Go. Cool. I had no problems with that. I thought it was exciting. Cool. But then you out here getting James Harden, too? James Harden, too? Do you want to work for anything? And I'm so happy that it didn't work out. But now, as your legacy went like this, and then it was going down when you joined the Nets. When you joined the Golden State. And then, you start winning with them, and you start showing that you are the man. Then you go to the Nets, people are like, oh, this guy. And then you get that team, and you can't win, and you still ain't winning. I don't care. I know injuries happen and all that. I understand that. But what are people going to look at you as now? What are people going to think about you now, Kevin Durant? What are they going to think? Your 2 rings, are they going to be equal to other people's 2 rings? And you the sniper. You the one. I think you one of the best ever. I'm just saying. So we're going to get off of the basketball tip real quick since I done messed up the whole 7 through 10. But the 7 through 10 for both of them is crazy with the Nets, Clippers, and Lakers. All these teams are supposed to be great. It's supposed to be winning. And it's great to see these young teams, these other teams. And the reason why it's like that is because what makes the NFL the greatest sport? The parity in it. The parity. Everybody thinks they're one player away from their team to get to the playoffs and Super Bowl. One player away. You know what I mean? It might not be, but you feel that way in the NFL because people go worst to first all the time. The way they set up the schedule, the way they do things in the NFL is great. And that's why it's the best. But now in the NBA this year, and if they can continue whatever they're doing, continue it going and keep this parity, I think the NBA will jump back up a little bit. You're not going to catch the NFL unless they do some baseball stuff. But I think they can. So, we're going to pause real quick for a commercial break. And then we're going to get into some NFL. Some players on the move, maybe. And then quarterback talk. Quarterbacks rule the world. Quarterbacks rule the world. Just like women. Rule the world. Unless you're Bill Cosby, then you don't want to be a woman. I'm back. I shouldn't have thrown shade at Bill Cosby because I love Bill Cosby. Bill's my guy. Bill's my guy. But here we go. So we talking about players that get blamed for a lot of things. The Giants' dysfunctional organization. Sorry, Chris. Saquon Barkley, you can't stay healthy. They talk about maybe trading him. Why you can't? What team would take him though? He's hurt. You never know. Whatever. Maybe a team that didn't get over the hump. That Drew and other people on the show said needed a running back. It's the Chiefs. I'm hearing the Chiefs. Would I do that? I mean, you brought Le'Veon Bell in. You brought all these other guys in. Maybe. Let him be with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and see battles. I don't mind that at all. But I'll tell you the team I think he should go to. Let him be there in Baltimore. And let me say this first. And I know that they're all beat up and everything. I think someone of his caliber, when he's right, can take the load off of Lamar Jackson a little bit. Because when he's right, he can be right. And Baltimore, they can't keep a running back healthy. They can't keep nobody healthy. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what people will say on Raw or people comment. Saquon Barkley, where's the best spot for him to go? Where's the best spot for Saquon to go? And then the other guy, Amari Cooper. I can't stand Amari Cooper. I think he's a crybaby. I think he's a wimp. Every time I see him. Like I said, I'm an eye test guy. I'm not a stat guy. I'm an eye test guy. And my eyes tell me he's a wimp in the big moments. He'll shy away from the big corners, the corners that shut him down. Oh, my leg hurts. Oh, blah, blah. And if the owners are coming out saying all these things about Amari Cooper, then hey, you're going to lose Michael Gallup. But I thought you were going to lose Michael Gallup. Or are you going to sign Michael Gallup and get rid of Cooper? Would that be a good move? Maybe. Or are you going after somebody else like a Godwin or something? I don't know. Or OBJ in Dallas. We'll see. I think that's going to be big. We're going to use that in Raw. That's going to be one of our big time storylines. Is players on the move and stuff like that. Two teams I think Amari Cooper would go to. I think he'd go back to the Raiders. The Raiders need somebody like an Amari Cooper. And I think he performed well when he was there. If Derek Carr's there. If not, then he could be a piece to help you get somebody else. And I don't want to give it away just yet. Or the other team is the Eagles. Hey, the Eagles are used to taking Dallas Cowboys people that they get rid of. Look at DeMarco Murray. I mean, gee whiz. Go ahead and get another one of those Eagle fans. God. But I think he would be an upgrade. And I think he would help offset Devontae Smith to help Jalen Hurts, since the organization seems to love him now. The next one, Russell Wilson. You know what? I never liked Russell Wilson since he screwed me out of 2 championships in fantasy football. And I had him in fantasy, whatever. Thank goodness I'm great at fantasy football. Yeah, I had to say that. Look at Brandon, Tommy, and everybody's like, well, I can see y'all right now watching this talking smack. But anyway, Russell Wilson. I think he can do these. When he gonna go out there and talk about, I'm from Richmond. I don't want to play with the command. We don't want you anyway. I mean, I'll take you, no problem. And he don't want to go on the East Coast. So that kind of takes away the Giants now. I mean, so we talk about that. So what team not on the East Coast could he go to? There's a lot of teams we're looking at. You know, Pittsburgh's been a team that everybody's talking about. I'm going to throw out 2 other ones. Everybody's talking about Aaron Rodgers and other places going to Denver. What about Russell Wilson? I know he played at North Carolina State, but he finished in Wisconsin. Just a thought. But if he really wanted to go out there and impress his wife, Sierra, what about the Raiders? Go to Las Vegas with Amari Cooper. Let Derek Carr go. He's in the final year of his contract, which we'll talk about in a minute. Let him go. Swing for the fences, because in that division, you need the fences with them teams out there, son. And the Raiders, brand new, beautiful stadium. And you're gonna have fanfare everywhere. Your wife's gonna have a job forever. She gonna be out there singing on Las Vegas shows, whatever, when she ain't even got no more talent no more. That's what Vegas can do for you. That's just 2 ideas I'm gonna think about. We'll bring it up on Raw a little bit more, see what people talk about. Oh, my boy Kyler Murray still crying out here. I was down on him, but now, the coach got an extension to 2017. I mean, hey, 2027. So you're telling me you're not going to sign Kyler Murray to the same extension? What are you doing? Now the organization looks stupid. Now they look bad. Why would you do that, organization, if you're not going to take care of Kyler Murray? Need us to remind you that you drafted Josh Rosen in the first round, top 5 pick. Josh Rosen out of college with a brand new coach. And 1 year later, the coach is fired and Josh Rosen is gone and traded. So you can get your coach and quarterback connection that you wanted. So you're going to tell me that you're going to allow that to blow back up in your face if you don't sign Murray? Unless you can make a trade. Hey, we'll give you Russell Wilson for Kyler Murray. Then I'll be like, all right, go do your thing then. I'd love to see something crazy like that. I'd love to. I wouldn't be a Cardinal fan no more because I hate Russell Wilson, but it'd be exciting. So I think the Cardinals have to sign him, and I think they need to smooth him over. I don't like the way Kyler Murray is being perceived. RG3 had his back. I want to see the RG3 thing that they were talking about that the NFL is trying to ban like they did playmakers. I want to read what he said about Washington's organization. If you haven't seen it, check it out on Twitter, yo. They're trying to ban his book or whatever he's trying to do. It's crazy. I want to read that. And if you haven't seen Playmakers, it was a thing that the NFL banned it. I had the whole disc series. Somebody stole it from me. But Playmakers, if you ain't ever seen that, it's off the chain. Lamar Jackson, Tommy's favorite player in the NFL. That's his favorite. He thinks he's the best. Now, I'm not talking about Baker Mayfield, why the dogs are barking. Why the dogs keep barking? I'm not talking about Baker Mayfield. We're talking about Lamar Jackson. You know what I mean? So, it's your last year, Lamar. You coming off an injury. I feel like the organization has not set you up properly to get you weapons. Sammy Watkins is not a weapon. I'm sorry. I know you drafted a couple guys that haven't panned out. The latest one probably will, but you know what I mean? So I just feel like you're not Le'Veon Bell. So if you decide to sit out, somebody will pay you because quarterbacks demand money. And you are a league MVP. So I think that if he wanted to sit out to make sure he was healthy to get his money, I'd be all for it. If they want to franchise you after that, whatever. But you got to pay this guy, right? I feel like you got to pay him. I wouldn't pay him, but I feel like you got to pay him. feel like you got to pay him. And would you play or no? That's going to be another question we talk about. Because the team already said they're not in a hurry to do it. I would not feel confident. If I'm him, I'm not feeling confident at all right now. And I would, like, trade me. And I hate to sound like that, but it's like, look at the teams that are clamoring for Jimmy Garoppolo and Jameis Winston. You don't think they would clamor for Lamar Jackson? I'm just saying. And speaking of teams clamoring, that's my Washington team. They said they're going after a quarterback. I mean, I feel like they've been going after a quarterback for 40 years now. I mean, come on. Talk is cheap. Until you can get one, I don't want to hear about it no more. But the problem is, it's Washington, dysfunctional organization. Aaron Rodgers ain't going to never want to go there. Russell Wilson already told you he's not going to go there. So now you're stuck with the backup plan. So you're looking at people like Garoppolo and Teddy Two Gloves Bridgewater, which you'll probably get one of those two, if you're lucky. If not, you're going to be stuck with one of these backups looking for a job in Mariota or Trubisky, or because I don't think none of the rookies are going to fall. I don't think either one of the rookies are going to fall. You know what I mean? Willis or Pickett. Small hand Pickett. I think they'll be gone by 11. If not, do you take one of them? I don't think they're nothing special, honestly. I really don't. I mean, Willis has that kind of crazy upside, maybe because of his athleticism, but I just have no confidence in Washington drafting a quarterback. I feel like I don't have confidence in them to do anything. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just moving away from them because it pisses me off. Speaking of no confidence, Ryan Tannehill. Like I've always said, we talked about this on many shows. Ryan Tannehill is holding this team back. They have a great coach. I think their coach is phenomenal. They're running back their line. They got a solid squad that's ready to win in a division that's definitely winnable to put them in the spots that they've been in. Number 1 seeds, number 2 seeds. They've been in these spots because the division is horrible, not because of Ryan Tannehill. They need to stop. They need to stop and say, you can't come out and say, his eventual successor is in the draft. We're going to draft his eventual successor in this year's draft. Well, if you're already talking like that, you already need to you need to trade that pick with something else to go after one of these big guns. And when I say big guns, I mean Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers, not Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay? Or try to do something to get a Lamar Jackson. I mean, try to get something to David Carr. I would take David Carr over him. Yes, I would. Over Ryan Tannehill. Hell yeah, I'll take David Carr. Because David Carr can get his wide receivers the ball. And if David Carr has that line, I think he'll be all right. With Derrick Henry? Because I've never been sold on Josh Jacobs. I know people love him. I don't. I don't love Josh Jacobs. If you're going to come out as an organization and say that about your quarterback, we're going to get his eventual replacement. Usually when you say eventual, you mean like in the next year or two. So that means you don't think that he can get it done. So go ahead and make it happen. Get rid of him, man. And Carr, since we brought up Carr, this is his final year of his massive contract. Is he going to pay? Is McDaniels trying to keep him? McDaniels is coming from an organization that had a quarterback forever. In which I don't think he's done, but we'll talk about that on Raw, because he's already said, basically, I already had 5 weeks with the family. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? And Tom Brady. So, I'm going to just put it out there like this. I think there's something in the air with McDaniels going after Jimmy Garoppolo. They got ties with New England. He's coached him. He's been in the system. He knows what he wants to do. And I feel like you can get him way cheaper than Derek Carr is going to want. Derek Carr's going to want more money now. He's going to want to get paid more now in this final year. I think Garoppolo's coming off an injury. And you want to be on a team that can win. And the Raiders can win. I mean, they can win. They were just in the playoffs. So why couldn't they win? You know what I mean? I think that'd be better than going to Washington in his eyes. I don't care how many extra million you might get. So just hold on to that. Jimmy Garoppolo to the Raiders. And he might get Amari Cooper with him too. Who knows? The Saints, because we always talk about Jameis Winston coming off his injuries also. The Saints already said they're keeping all their key free agents. Michael Thomas will be there. We don't know about Alvin Kamara, you know what I'm saying? Alvin Kamara, Tommy said he's going to jail. Chris said he got too much money to go to jail. Maybe not. I don't know. But if he's there, Jameis Winston, you might want to look in the mirror and say, hey, do I want to stay here? I'm in a dome. You know, when you tear your ACL and all these things, Achilles and all this stuff, Cold weather might mess you up. You're in a dome, son. You're in a dome in a system that you already were in, that you know, and you played without Michael Thomas, who was at that time one of the top 2 to 3 wide receivers in football. And then you got Alvin Kamara, who is a super duper weapon to utilize with that offensive line and with that defense that's right there, and a fan base that's rabid. Should Jameis Winston be looking? I mean, if the Bucks want him back, which I don't think Bruce Arians does, he's already said he probably could better somewhere else. And what's better than the Saints? Washington? No. If I'm Jameis and they're doing all these things, I might say I'm staying if they want him. So that's something else to watch. Because speaking of wanting him, the Eagles have come out and said they want Jalen Hurts. I'm all for giving him an extra year, one more year. But next year, you're not going to have 3 number 1 picks. You're not going to have all this avenue to do things. So if you say, hey, I believe in Jalen Hurts and I'm going to give him this year, and you use your picks on whatever positions that you need or whatever, and he doesn't work out, your leverage is gone now. Your leverage is gone. So it kind of gets to a point where it's like, you want to show faith in him and you want to do these things and show him that you are riding with him and all these things, but you're a professional football organization, son. Professional football organization where a backup quarterback led you to a Super Bowl. So there ain't nothing wrong with you drafting one of these high-profile quarterbacks or going after one of these quarterbacks and letting Jalen Hurts be your backup. There ain't nothing wrong with it, especially with his rookie contract that he has right now. I'm just saying, and I don't want the Eagles to do it, but I know Eagle fans hate hearing about Russell Wilson and all this stuff. I'm just saying, man, Russell Wilson will bring some clout there that other receivers will want to come to that they might not come to now. If you telling Amari Cooper or you telling Mike Williams, hey, we're going to the Eagles and Jalen Hurts is going to throw you the ball. But if Russell Wilson's the quarterback and they're going to be like, oh, I saw what you did with Tyler Lockett. Oh, I saw what you did with DK Metcalf. That could change the whole dynamic of everything. Eagle fans, you got a decision to make. Because the time is going. March 8th, before they start doing the, putting everybody on you're on the list. You're on the list. You know, you got to stay with your team. It's going to be crazy. We didn't even get to Aaron Rodgers. We didn't even get to Tom Brady. But it don't matter. We're gonna finish it up with a discussion for college football real quick. Only because it was my man Reggie Bush's birthday. And when I say my man, I don't say it because I like him. I say it because this guy has gotten so much publicity for what? I wish people would realize how great of a football player he was in college, not just a Kim Kardashian video. Obviously, that don't matter. Look how crazy Kanye is. And all. Everybody fucks with Kardashian. It's crazy. They're all crazy. Excuse my language, but they're all crazy. So my question is, since we're talking about generations for basketball and everything going on, for my generation, around my generation, who's the best college football player do we see? We saw Tim Tebow. And we also saw Reggie Bush. And I want to hear other people say some other things. But in my opinion, it is definitely Reginald Bush. Dude, he looked like a video freak show. He looked like he would just make things... kind of reminded me of my son, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, he was crazy. My vote would definitely be Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush is my pick. I know people are going to pick Tim Tebow. But guys, thank you. Rellism Sports Talk episode 74. Sorry about my mishap with the basketball. I got excited about the 72 teams. All these big name teams is gone. But check us out on podcast, YouTube channel, Facebook, merchandise. Merchandise is everywhere. Comment, share, subscribe. I want to get some new people on there. If you want to get on here and battle with us, let me know. Keem Jordan, you the next one that's coming on, baby. Let's roll. Rellism Sports Talk. We out.